Welcome back. Here in Lynn Haven today, it's a gorgeous day. Day's just winding down. First day of the fallback from daylight saving, so it's getting darker a little bit earlier. Here right now at Roberts Hall with Maggie and Michael McKinney, otherwise known as Lucky Mud. Been around this area for generations near about. It's certainly for years and years. We had the opportunity to visit with you guys and find out a little bit about Roberts Hall. We did a little feature in Real Florida Magazine talking about it, but we really feel that there's a bigger story there. Thanks for taking the time. I know that there's entertainment going on. We're here actually behind Roberts Hall right now. Right. We didn't want to distract from the entertainment that was going on. You guys sort of kicked off or finished up the open mic portion of it. Maggie, talk a little bit about your effort here. What it's all about.
There are two huge things for us. One of them is historical preservation of a building in Panama City and in Bay County. We've had too many of them lost, and this is one of the few that we have left. And so we're working really hard to try to preserve that. And it combines for us that and our love of music. And we are bringing people in that we are amazed by from all over the country. And people that just impress us, that we want our audience. We have the best audience in the world, and we want them to have the best music in the world, and it's just a great combination.
The nature of the music that you're showcasing fits the venue. The old Bayview days, the electrified blues and rock in there, very loud. This is a totally different feeling. It's a different concept. Michael, you guys have been Lucky Mud for a long time. When did you guys actually start playing as Lucky Mud?
Well, we've been playing together for over 41 years. We've been on the road for a long time. And I think Lucky Mud probably the last 20. It's from a Kurt Vonnegut novel that said, in the beginning God made mud, and some of the mud was lucky mud. So we've always felt like the luckiest mud.
Well, you guys started when you were like 3 years old then.
Yeah, absolutely.
She was. I was almost 30.
But and I will say this also, our presentations are almost all original acoustic music. Right. We love acoustic music, and that's not to say that there isn't a place. We actually have had a full blues band come in, but we're not saying that there's not a place for that here, because we have done that.
What
but we're saying is
original music.
Yeah, original acoustic music, because the venue is almost all wood. And it just resonates. It's so beautiful. The music we have a sound system that just simply adds just that little tiny bit of quality to it.
And as musicians, we've always wanted a listening room, a place where people could come and play, and people would listen to the song. We've played 40 years in bars and honky-tonks, and that's great, but to play someplace where people actually listen to what you're doing. Like this girl in here right now, she's getting a chance to have people listen to her songs.
Well, and there's a sensitivity to the room acoustics when you're recording, but not always for performance.
Right.
When you go to some of the House of Blues, typically those have been tweaked for good acoustics.
Right.
Marina Civic Center, not so much. It is what it is, and it has everything from ice skating to the high school bands.
Right.
But I know you started to say something else.
Well, no, I was just going to say, like the marina is a multifunctional facility. This is actually a multifunctional facility. It rents, for various functions. Not just music, but I think primarily it was built as a music hall. And for us, it's just the perfect combination. I mean, Hank Williams Sr. played here, and just that alone lends that wonderful importance to it. You just feel it when you walk in the room. You feel the magic, and the sound is just awesome.
We're not even going to edit this. Obviously, we're outside here in the middle of Lynn Haven, just a few steps from Highway 77 here. But we stepped outside again in respect to the young lady that's performing right now. This is a very organic building. It's a very organic venue, and the music that you showcase is also very organic. Doesn't mean electrified music, as you point out. Lots of three-piece power trios for blues or whatever can be organic.
Absolutely.
But this is truly, when the lights go out, you can still have this kind of music.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. We tell people when we set up our sound system, it really is just to boost the lyrics. We're lyric based. We love lyrics. We love really good lyrics, and so it just boosts the lyrics so you can actually understand the words, because that's important to us. But I mean, literally, you can almost without any amplification do a full show in there.
Right.
But it's just so beautiful, you know.
Michael, when you came out here, you had tears in your eyes. I have to confess that this lady does grab you, but something really struck a chord with you. And talk a little bit about that as it pertains to music in general.
I love lyrics. I love words. So when I was a little boy, my dad would drive along, and I would ride with him, and we listened to Hank Williams, who, by the way, played here as a young man. Hank Williams played upstairs here in the late 40s. I've always loved lyrics. It does something to me. Music is beautiful, but lyrics can just tear me up. So we try to bring in people, and we bring in people from all over the country. We're bringing people from Northern California, Philadelphia, North Carolina, and a lot of great local artists from the Florida area too. So
yeah, and we have a lot
that's
of.
what got me. The lyrics get me. They just kill me. I'm a total sap for lyrics.
And that's not to say we don't have a lot of local talent. We have a lot of local talent. We're bringing in. We brought in Pat C, who is a local favorite, has been here for many years.
Kelly Huntley.
And she did an original show. It wasn't her music. It was a woman that she knows who wrote these songs, and she's the only one who does them. So it's about original music, and we're trying hard to grab the people here locally as well and fill them into places.
Bay County has one of the most amazing resources of great talent, musical talent you'll ever see. We've been doing this forever and ever here. There's so many great local musicians and singers and songwriters here. And our open mic that starts our show every Sunday is better than most people's shows. Most of the main shows are open. They are.
We have a killer open mic, I'm just saying. 3 o'clock.
I had the fortune of being the dumb half of the rhythm section of a couple different bands for years in town. Reflecting just recently on the fact that we've lost a lot of local musicians. You mentioned Pat C. Obviously, Jay's gone.
Mike Jett. We lost Mike Jett.
Mike Jett.
There was Don.
He was with Jeff Sadie for years. Don Underwood.
Right.
And then Gary Dean, who for years played with us and also worked at B&H Music. Nobody didn't know Gary.
Absolutely.
He either got under your skin or you loved him.
Gary, and nobody didn't know Tom Hips. Tom Hips was an entertainer.
Here's the thing.
Life.
You know, the truth is, we all have our moment, and if we don't capture that moment, if we allow it to escape without trying to share it and without trying to make other people aware of it, then we're the losers. We're the losers. And so for us, it's about trying to share music. It's about, also, I tell you the truth, we have a lot of musicians in Florida from South and Central Florida who've never been to the Panhandle, who kind of call it Lower Alabama. And so we're bringing them up here because it's a double series. We play at Topsail Hill on Thursday. They get to stay at a cabin at Topsail Hill on 38th and then come through here on Sunday. And so they spend 3 or 4 days in the Panhandle, and most of them have never been here, and and the minute they come, they're like, oh, I didn't know it was like this. And we're like, yeah, see? Mm-hmm. So we're also trying to sort of instill it's kind of a backwards way of doing, a backdoor kind of way to grab some of these people as well.
We're introducing the people we love to the audience we love, and the other way around, the audience to the music and the music, because a lot of these people they'll never forget what they've done here, and they'll come back, and we'll get more and more people who understand how precious the Panhandle is.
And I will tell you this, every musician who's done these 2 venues has asked to come back, every one of them. And we've got people like Pierce Pettis, who is nationally known. He's written songs for Garth Brooks and people like that. He's asked to come back. He'll be back in January, as a matter of fact. So we're all of those people, no matter how big or how small, are impressed with the venues and impressed with this area, and that's the other part of what we're trying to do too.
For a musician, for a singer-songwriter, to find a room like this where people listen to you is a rare thing. No matter how good you are to play in bars and honky-tonks, it's a lot of fun, but people don't listen.
Well, you were paid jukebox under those conditions.
Yeah, pretty much, with a popcorn machine.
When people think of Pensacola, Fort Walton, Panama City Beach, all the way to Apalachicola, they think white sandy beaches, they think spring break, they think bikinis and sand. But there's a whole lot more to Northwest Florida.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to get that far from the water to experience that. 8 years ago, we had the pleasure of moving to Wausau and relocating our business to Chipley after 35 years of being in Panama City Beach. another whole culture, but again, a reinforcement of that just salt of the earth people that we have all throughout Northwest Florida.
Yep.
Absolutely. And you know what? I have to say, I'm a hometown girl, born and raised. This is my place, and I love the people here. And I think that there's an honestness, a sincereness about them. We tour Ireland every year, and it's the same thing in Ireland, and they love people like us who are just down to earth, friendly, no games and no pretenses, and that's how the people here are. And I get so tired of people from other places kind of, making fun of that and putting it down, because you know what, you get out here amongst them. You get to know these people, and there's no better people in the world.
Guys, if people want to find out more about Roberts Hall, if they want to find out more about upcoming events, do you have a website or Facebook presence? What's the best way to find out?
We do. We have two ways. There is one called Roberts Hall, and they can go on that on Facebook. And then there's LuckyMudMusic.com, and Lucky Mud Music.
1D.
Yeah,
Lucky
1D.
Mud Music.
and
Was
that
there already a Lucky Mud with 2 Ds?
No, but people put in.
They put in extra D for some
reason.
We don't know why, but I think it's because of the mud jeans or something. But anyway, if you go on there, it will give you a listing of all of the people who are upcoming shows. It'll tell you what we're doing. It'll show pictures of people who've been here and some of the things that we're doing here. And we're having a raffle to try and do a fundraiser, because we need donations, because we're really working on a shoestring. Michael and I actually pay for everything for this series, and so we're actually raffling Lucky Mud off for a 2-hour party.
Well, but Roberts Hall has been here for 100 years, and it's a precious place. And when you watch all of our heritage being taken, I'm from Florida. My family's been on the Withlacoochee River in Pasco County for about 200 years. You see Florida history being erased. This place is precious, and so we do what we can to help keep it open.
We almost lost the building at one time.
Yes, we did. As a matter of fact, we've been wanting to come here and do this series for several years, and we had to wait because they were sort of in a squabble, with all the different things that were going on. When they finally got it straightened out, they called us and we said, absolutely, we'll be right there. We've been wanting to do this for several years.
Anyone who hasn't seen Roberts Hall, hasn't seen upstairs, the dance hall that's been there forever and ever and ever.
And
they've missed so much of the heritage of this place. We've lost the train depot. We've lost so many places that defined Bay County. I got stationed here in the mid-'60s in the Air Force, met this local radical girl, and been stuck here ever since. I love the Panhandle now. But
they're actually almost finished with the upstairs as well, and all they've got to do is get a fire exit, a staircase coming down. So, and then that will be opened up as well. But it is for rent for various functions, weddings, things like that. And also they have what they call jammin' at Roberts Hall. It's a all acoustic.
Lucky Mud is for rent too.
Yeah.
Always.
But the second and fourth Saturday, they do jamming at Roberts Hall. So there's different functions, and they're always looking for people to help. Donations are great.
And
helping
the
out.
Oddfellows meet here. The Independent Order of Oddfellows meets here whatever it is, once a month they meet here. This is their hall.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to get involved, if somebody's got some money burning a hole in their pocket, if they want to write a check, if they want to be beneficent in some way, they can go to Roberts Hall on Facebook. They can go to LuckyMudMusic.com.
Absolutely.
Find out more about you can get your email addresses from those areas and be able to send you a message.
Right.
Absolutely. And most importantly, honestly, show up for the shows. I will tell you, we have the most wonderful musicians, the most wonderful core group of people who come. It's just a wonderful community. I mean, it really is a great community event, but mostly it's the music. And these musicians that we're bringing in deserve a great audience. They really do, because they're incredibly, they're just so talented. And we love to meet people and new people, and it's just a good feeling place.
Well, as important as it is to get this word out, I want to give you the opportunity to get back in there and enjoy the music you've been obviously waiting on. Michael and Maggie, thank you so much for taking the time. Thanks for taking the time to carve out today away from that great entertainment. I think it's an important story. It's one that people need to hear. Again, you can go to LuckyMudMusic.com, or you can go to Roberts Hall on Facebook. Get involved. Come on out here, like Maggie says, on a Sunday afternoon, open mic night, and then some great entertainment. Minimal charge. There's no charge, but there's a suggested $5 donation. You can't beat it. It's the best, probably the best bargain in Bay County. You're watching Real Florida Magazine, and we will be right back.
Thank you.